So today is quite funny because you all almost sit for 2 hours with me. Yeah, because my phone battery went flat. I forgot to charge. Yeah, so I was happily sitting. Then I thought, maybe it's about time. Then I thought, usually when you check, then 5 seconds left, you know. Then I'm like, never mind. Anyway, just sit. After some time passed, it cannot be so long. Suddenly remember, oh yeah, yesterday my phone tell me that battery is going low, 7%. By this morning, the fact that it still has battery, or was it this morning? So I quickly checked. Then I saw the screen is black. Then I touch. Yeah, the clock.
没有 2 hours 啦。
No,
1 hour 37 I think.
I say almost. If I continue, 为什么就不能就这个学生有问题。好，下次就让你做到2个钟头，看你怎么样。I say almost I never say sit 2 hours I said why almost? Because if I didn't check, I will just continue sitting 嘛。对师傅的话没有信心，看得出。Yeah, when I was newly ordained, also like that. The first time I went to like check in on my teacher. He explained something, but I thought that there's something a bit odd about that. So I went to after lunch or after the class, I catch up with him and I asked him, the part you explained like that, is it like this, like that? Then he looked at me a bit with a bit of a question mark look. 应该是吧。Of course, at that point in time, I'm like, yes. But later I think about it, especially after I start to teach, right? So I recall that my teacher always say that, 有些时候我们讲课会有口过 yeah, so slip of tongue yeah. So if we were to focus on all this then it's hard to learn. There was one time before I come back officially, I came back for a short trip. Then I was sharing with my family, share. Then I went back. Then when I was in the plane, what I usually do is I will think back what I've said. I will reflect on what I've said. So halfway through in the flight, then I suddenly realized, oh, I explained the 5 aggregates wrongly. That was in my first 1 or 2 years. Wow. So I on the plane how to tell them. And then the thing is, after getting off the plane, I still need to transfer to the internal flight. And then after still need to take a 3-hour journey back to the monastery. The whole journey is about 24 to 27 hours just to go from Singapore to my monastery in US, to our monastery in US. First thing when I get back, call back, and then ask for the part I explained to my second sister and my other sister. So when I call back, my second sister answered the phone. Then I said, "Lisa, is it what can I say? Shouldn't be Hokkien because Hokkien then how I say 5 aggregates So anyway, I said, I told her that I explained the 5 aggregates wrongly. It should be form, feelings, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. Yeah, I go and recite the wrong thing. I recite the 5 sense base. Then she's like, oh, is it? Huh. So apparently she cannot remember what I told her anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know about other people. This is what I frequently do. Yeah. After I say something, I will go and think about it. I'll reflect about what I said, whether it's factual or not factual. Yeah. Um, I'm very grateful to have learned under my teacher because um, in the first month after I ordained, he conducted today ordained, that night 洒净, then start a 30-day retreat. Yeah. So during the retreat itself, every day he will give teachings. Yeah, meditation retreat, and then every day he'll give teachings. And on some days, you know what he will do? On some days when he start off, he'll say, 各位法师慈悲，各位居士慈悲。昨天讲的那堂课，我解释这一段有口过，我重新讲过。I was like, because before that I've listened to many Dhamma talk. I never hear Venerable, even if it's a series, I never hear Venerables ever making corrections. No. So I was like, huh. It was quite a culture shock for me. Yeah. But over time, this became a norm for us. Yeah. Whether when we're in the monastery, we make a mistake, we immediately do repentance to the whole to the whole assembly. And because our teacher do that also. Yeah. So it's not that I don't think it's because my teacher keep making mistakes. 要每天，你的师父整天讲错东西。No. It's one thing to say the wrong thing. It's another thing to actually realize it. And it's yet another thing to actually make corrections for it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very glad that he was the way he was. So yesterday yesterday there was a class. Yeah, yesterday was the 入菩萨行论 class. We finished the text already, so we are doing a rereading. So while we are going through, yesterday I shared with a friend about what happened. Yeah, but I cited the wrong verse actually. The actual verse was about how the Bodhisattva in difficult circumstances do not succumb to unwholesomeness. Yeah. So I shared with the class. That there was this student, this devotee, whose business was not doing well. So I counseled him, and I shared with him a lot of things. But one of the things was that 不要在逆境中造恶. Yeah, 不要在逆境中造恶. Yeah, and after it's been quite a few years since when I was in Coming-san, so about 4 or 5 years already. This should be the 5th year. And he one day he told me, he said that, I've shared many things with him, but there's one verse, one thing that he told me, that I told him that he really remembered, and this is the one. Then so in my thought, I was like, oh, then you only remember one thing. But then I thought, hey, that's very remarkable. So at least he remembered that one thing and actually apply it. Yeah. So he shared with me that one incident, very trivial incident, which I shared yesterday, that when there was one occasion, somebody asked him to attend to something and he didn't want to. So he was about to say, give some excuse, which many people do, right? We just give an excuse and then just so be it. But he remembered, and then he caught himself, and then he said the real reason. Yeah. So I thought that was very remarkable. And I guess yesterday during this sharing, and when I encountered this verse, then I thought about how I responded yesterday. Yeah. to somebody else. Yeah, there was something wrong with certain shipment, something lah. Yeah, ordered something and then got stuck somewhere, and then I was a bit flustered. So so that yesterday night when I was giving a teaching, I was like, "Aya, how can I deal to just one thing like this?" And then text the person somewhat aggressively. So I quickly text back that person. Hey, how come your default speaker has changed? Hey, let me double check. Has my voice changed?
Still okay.
Still okay. Okay. Yeah, so I quickly text back and apologize to him. I think he I don't know how he felt, but I think he must have like, 还有这样子啊，还有顾客来跟那个道歉的。Yeah, but but I really felt very bad. Yeah. So I quickly go and apologize to the person. Yeah. So don't think when we say don't think that when we say we do repentance, it's go and wait for the 法会, then go and stand out there, then chant, then bow. I mean, that's also repentance. Okay, that's repentance also. Yeah, but repentance is not a ceremony in Buddhism. It's a conscious effort, moment to moment, to reflect on our body, speech, and mind. Yeah, whether it has veered off from the path, to recognize that it is evil and unwholesome. Yeah. So in that sense, right effort is a precursor to repentance. Is part of the repentance. Yeah. Because when you see that it's off, and then you make corrections, that is repentance. Yeah. So 好好的忏悔 you all must repent. 愿消三障诸烦恼。
愿消三障诸烦恼。
愿得智慧真明了。
愿得智慧真明了。
普愿罪障悉消除。
普愿罪障悉消除。
世世常行菩萨道。
世世常行菩萨道。
阿弥陀佛。
阿弥陀佛。